All right, here we go. Let's go. Salute to Knicks Nation, man. Tuesday night, KFTV postgame live presented by Manscaped, and I cannot believe what I just saw. But then again, I can. Because the Knicks played 46 and a half minutes of great basketball. No RJ, no Jalen Brunson. Julius was cooking. IQ switching and dishing. 15 points for IQ. Quentin Grimes, a career high. 33 points. An absolute marksman. 7 of 16 from downtown. He was great tonight. But once again, crunch time. Money time. This team fell apart in epic fashion. They have a 9-point lead with a minute and a half to go. And as this game is winding down and the Mavs are closing in, I'm losing air. I'm losing oxygen by the second. My PTSD is kicking in. Because we've seen it before. The Ewing finger roll. The Charles Smith game. Reggie Miller's brilliance. We've seen it before and we're watching it all over again with this Knicks team. And I'm watching them choke and choke and choke. They're up by 6 with 21 seconds to go. They inball the ball to Grimes. And the baseline referee within 2 seconds calls it a jump ball. Controversial. You let me know. You be the judge. Should Thibs have called timeout on that? Probably, but things happen so fast. Knicks are up 6. Next possession, you already knew the Mavs were going to get 3 points somehow, some way. They get an and one by Luka Doncic, who was brilliant tonight. 60-point triple-double. He converts. So now they're down 3. They put McBride to the line. McBride makes 1 of 2. Knicks are up by 4. Dinwiddie comes back, cashes a 3. Cut the lead to 1. McBride makes 2 more free throws. And so now the Mavs are down by 3. Luka Doncic comes down. Grimes gives up the foul, puts him on the line. He makes 1. Misses the second one intentionally. You have 2 Knicks right there on the ball, McBride and Grimes. Snatch the rebound. Somebody box out Luka Doncic. Alan Hahn on the telecast. Watch Luka Doncic get the rebound. He can do that. What does he do? He gets it. Catches the ball in one motion, puts it back up. Sends the game into overtime. And from there, you knew it was over. They had no legs. They were gassed. No closer. And that was all she wrote. This game went from being a statement win, one of the best of the season, to without a doubt, the worst loss of the season. And absolutely demoralizing, bro. Absolutely demoralizing. One of the biggest choke jobs of the season. Unreal, bro. Give me your thoughts of this game, man.
Man. Oh, man.
Can't make it up.
Sometimes you have to laugh.
Can't make it
Sometimes
up.
you have to laugh. You know. Can we not make this a family show tonight?
You want to throw it out the window? Let's throw it out the window, man. Let's throw it out the window. It's late. It's 11:40. Put the kids to bed tonight. Let's throw it out the window, man.
Oh, man. It's just... This game is so bad that I think the kids might be up just to see what we're going to say. Because oh, man, listen. I don't even know where to start, man. This is heartbreaking. I don't even know where to begin. You know, this is wow. You know, for a moment there, like you mentioned, this would have been an outstanding win. Mavs going into this game winning 3 in a row. They just beat the Lakers on national TV for Christmas. and you go in, you see the storyline already. Jalen Brunson, revenge game, he's out. So now, one of the early headlines was, well, this is IQ's opportunity, right? Like, this is his opportunity. A lot of people have wanted him to be a starter, wanted him to be in that role of point guard and see how he would handle that running offense, and lead a team. And at least from an assist standpoint, he had an outstanding first half. So, things are building up in terms of momentum, confidence, and storylines. And then you have RJ, who's out within, I don't know, a few minutes. And then here comes another storyline. What will Thibs do? This is so early in the game. What's gonna happen now? Is Evan Fournier gonna play? Is Cam gonna play? Is anybody else gonna play? And you see the team respond. You see, the young guys get a ton of minutes. This was heading into a positive night. Grimes, I mean, we saw the growth of Grimes tonight on the offensive end in terms of a complete arsenal of an offensive game for him. We saw the potential of Grimes. We saw a lot of things. We saw Randall play well for the most part. IQ leading the charge, and here it goes. Things start collapsing. The team, I always thought, man, when the way the minutes were going, I said, I wonder if this team is going to run out of gas. And, getting right to it, CP, do you put this on the team? Do you put this on a coach? Like, I don't even know where to go. I honestly don't know where to go. One thing I will say, though, CP, when you look at history, this is too many of these times now under Thibs' watch that this has happened. And every single time this happens, we look for different reasons as to why. And that's all I have to say in terms of the long term of this team. It's just frustrating because you see it too many times. I don't understand when Jason Kidd made the substitution to JaVale McGee. You know exactly what the team is going to do. Why do you have, Grimes there with Randall? Why not put Jericho Sims in there with Mitchell Robinson, with Randall? To box out. Hold on.
You're talking about when Luka's at the line. You're talking about when Luka's at the line shooting the free throw. Because that was a lot of fans were saying that. Why not put all of your bigs in at the line at that time, where the game is pretty much a wrap?
And the guy that I would put at that a position would be Jericho over Hartenstein, only because of Jericho's leaping ability. And you saw that's what it came down to. It came down to Grimes leaping. But the thing is, he's 6'5", so Deuce, he's not tall enough for Deuce to feel confident that he's going to get the rebound. So when you have guys that are, within a few inches of each other, everybody's trying to get the rebound. So I know on TV, everybody's saying, Grimes, Deuce, why didn't you just let Grimes get it? He had the ball. Well, Deuce is not thinking that. But I guarantee you, if it's a 6'9" big man that's going up, Deuce doesn't even get the opportunity to get that ball. So it's certain things that has happened. And I know on the grand scheme of things, CP, we can look at it and say, well, it wasn't because of this. If this was the playoffs, this is how we would analyze it. Every single move gets magnified. And we can keep throwing it under the rug. We can keep saying, oh, this and that. Like I said, there's too many times I've seen this, and it's just have players available for San Antonio. I mean, we're lucky we don't have to travel to another state. We're in Texas. So
I don't even know how they get ready for this, man. I don't even know how they get ready for this, bro.
Quickly sat 2 minutes tonight.
I don't even know how to get ready for this, man. They got to be drained.
I don't even know where they go, man. They might be lucky they're playing the Spurs, and who knows if that, because sometimes you don't come back from this. And sometimes, the team responds. So I think on the positive end, if there is a positive that can take away from it, is this team is young. And these guys are hungry players. They do play hard. I think one of the things that the coach is good at with these guys, and it could be because of the way they drafted them in terms of their characteristics, is these guys do play hard. Grimes plays hard. I don't care who's coaching. McBride is going to play hard. I don't care who's coaching. Sims is going to play hard. I don't care who's coaching. So they have that. So I don't think the team is going to quit. But it is going to be interesting to see how they come back from this. And it is going to be interesting to see Jalen Brunson watching all of this, if he feels
Come
a little
back.
bit of responsibility to try to come
Yeah.
back against the Spurs.
Yeah.
Because you need to respond after this, man. This was bad.
I get it. Look, on the Luka free throw, I definitely understand people saying throw all your bigs out there, throw Sims, throw Hartenstein. Look, man, we had our two best rebounders. You had 18 rebounds by Julius, 16 by Mitch. Grimes is a good rebounder. Somebody box out the shooter and lock down the rebound. To me, I get it. We could have went with all bigs, but we had enough right there to execute and get the rebound, and they choked. Mental toughness. That was just a choke on the players, in my opinion. I get it. Go with all your bigs, but to me, we had good rebounds, rebounders out there on the line, box out the shooter, and lock down the rebound. It was a bang-bang play. You had McBride and Grimes on the ball. They lose the ball. It was a fluky play. Here's another one I have for you. Grimes in these close game situations, this is building up his experience. He gets trapped. I thought the referee had a quick whistle on it. A lot of fans were asking Thibs, why not call the timeout? Where were you on that one?
Same thing. You can call the timeout. And also, he's going to the sideline, and the sideline is never your friend. It's never your friend because it allows the defense to quickly double team you, and then you're also going to disrupt your vision. So if you're looking for a pass, you only have one side to look at. You can't go left or right because you're at the sideline. So that decision was tricky. And yeah, I think, Thibs, he could have called the timeout, but the whistle was pretty quick.
That's what I was saying. It was fast. It was bang, bang.
It's Julius looked a little bit upset. He felt that maybe Grimes could have just gave it back to him. But obviously hindsight is 20/20 there. I think that's a bang bang situation, to be honest with you. Again, because I don't know that Thibs would have had time to call the timeout. But again, you could also make the argument that once you see your guy dribbling towards traffic, towards the sideline, you have to anticipate, once you see the second Mav player approaching Grimes, that is your opportunity right there to call the timeout. And sometimes when the coach just makes the signal, the ref on the corner of the eye could see you and they'll give you the timeout.
Yeah.
So that's the argument against Thibs. The argument for Thibs, as you mentioned, is the whistle was pretty quick. It's like he made contact with the ball. I don't know that it was long enough for you to call a jump ball. At that situation, I think the refs just reward the effort from the defense.
Third question I have for you, and salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys, man. Knicks choke in crunch time, losing in overtime to the Mavs, 126-121. You have Quick going 51 minutes. Grimes 48. Julius 45. I thought when it got to overtime, I didn't think we were going to win this one. You have McBride play 46. No legs. Everybody chucking shots. No legs. Here's my question on the play the kids, get them experience. Or do you go to a guy like a Derrick Rose who has the experience, has the fresher legs, and maybe can make something happen, drive, attack the basket, and get you a higher percentage shot? I thought he should have went to Rose down the stretch right there. You got a closer mentality, experience in crunch time situation, fresher legs. I would have taken, look, McBride played hard all game. He played hard all game. He hit 5 or 6 from the free throw line. He played hard. I would have went with Rose in that situation.
I mean, I cannot at all criticize McBride's night, because a player of McBride's profile at this point and what he projects to should never play 46 minutes in any NBA game, right? Like he should never be at that point, because you're looking at him as a rotational player. So he should play rotational minutes. And what happens is when you extend, I've always said this, role players, when you extend their minutes, The longer the minutes go, the more they eventually get exposed for what they don't have, what they can't offer. And you saw it late in games where, as you mentioned in overtime, we had dead legs and we couldn't create a shot within the flow of an offense. Even Grimes was just comfortable just shooting the three. Grimes didn't even want to create at that point. You're gassed, right? So now, and you look at Quickly was 5 of 21 from the field tonight, 1 of 10 from three. So now your guard position, where your shot creation usually comes from, you have nobody. I agree. I agree with Rose. I mean, you know who I would have wanted to play.
Yes, but I'm saying it within the confines of who he played tonight, right? We know Cam is not getting those minutes. Yes, Rose is not who he was even 2 years ago with this team. I'm talking about fresh legs and being able to put in a little bit extra effort than the guys that you had out there. McBride played 46 minutes, bro.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. At that point, you have nothing to lose. That's just you as a coach. You're making an adjustment, and you're hoping that adjustment rewards you. And you have the evidence and the leverage to do that, because what you're basically saying is, I'm putting in a guy with fresh legs that has experience over a second, third year player that is now at 46 minutes. And now, this is really not his game yet. He's not ready for this type of minutes yet. I don't know that many NBA players are, other than the great ones. So I agree. Rose should have gotten those minutes, but you know how Thibs do, man.
Yeah.
Template coaching. That's how he does.
Run him ragged. Run him absolutely ragged, man. And then on the flip side, Luka Doncic, just absolutely brilliant tonight. A 60-point, 20 board, 10 assist game.
Sham says it's the first ever 60-20-10 game.
Unbelievable.
That's kind of crazy. The first ever 60-20. Will Chamberlain never did it?
Unbelievable, man. Yeah, he was brilliant. Absolutely no answer for him. This was interesting. How about this comment from our very own Jamal Crawford? Let's react to this in real time. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Shout out to NBA New York for getting the soundbite. Here's JC reacting to Luka's brilliance here.
Yeah, I was shocked not to see a double team, not to see a different look. Grant would tell you, great players, they're dissecting everything. They're collecting data. And Luka, it took some magic, but he was also seeing single coverage. And he made the right plays when they did try to double a little bit, but he was basically playing one-on-one. The help came. Obviously, when you have Hardaway making shots and different guys making shots, it gives him more space. But I would have thought you would have seen a full-out blitz to get the ball in his hands, because at this point, he's gone.
JC says he wanted to see more of a double team. Now, remember, this Mavs team is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. Third in 3 points made, third in attempts. Obviously, you have Luka's brilliance, but you got to watch Timmy. You got to watch Dinwiddie. You got to watch Bullock to a lesser extent. He's fallen off, but you got to watch those guys. Now, the Mavs on the night shot, only 28% from downtown. Where would you have went there?
Well, with the three-pointer, Thibs talks about he looks at percentages a lot. Like, percentages is what he looks at. So the Mavericks are third in the league in three-point mades. They're third in the league in three-point attempts. So it's because they just shoot so many. But they're 14th. They're middle of the pack in percentage. Right now, they're at 35.8%. Right? So you look at that. That's your first signal. Then your second indicator is, how is the game going? Right? You can go into a game and say, well, this team is this. But how is the game that's currently happening? How is that game going? And as you mentioned, they were at 28%. And when you look at Reggie Bullock, 1 of 7, Bertans 1 of 3, Dinwiddie 3 of 8, Doncic himself was 2 of 6. Hardaway, who's one of their biggest three-point shooters, was 3 of 11, and Wood was 3 of 9. None of these guys shot well from 3. So I look at that and I say to myself, you got to come to a point. I mean, these guys 21 of 31 from the field. Make someone else beat you.
Yeah.
Make someone else beat you. And so that's Jamal Crawford looking at it from an NBA player standpoint, being on the court, obviously having that experience, and him looking at it like, man, if I was in that position, you know, I would try to get someone else to beat me. And you know, the Knicks didn't do that. And also notable, CP, you know, the player from the Sixers kind of made an interesting comment about the Knicks defensive coverage on him. Now we have Jamal Crawford, who is in that analyst role, also former NBA player, also kind of questioning the defensive strategy that the Knicks had on Luka Doncic. So I don't know. It's frustrating. But you know, let's see how they respond from this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly worth it's worth asking, because the Knicks, obviously with no RJ in the game, they gave up a lot of size to Doncic. You had McBride guarding him single coverage, Grimes guarding him single coverage. IQ got caught out there. Julius got switched on to him. And, you know, Julius had his moments in crunch time in those situations, but Knicks really didn't have much to even bother him. No length, no size, no wingspan, nothing like that. So it's certainly a valid question, especially the guy's going off for 60 points. You know, everything is falling for him. You were looking for that adjustment there by Thibs. And it just wasn't there. And like I said, once it got into overtime, forget about it. They were cooked. I mean, the last sequence of the game, 18 seconds left. You have Julius basically sitting in quicksand, had no legs, couldn't move. He yelling at everybody else like, foul him, foul him, foul him. Because he couldn't move.
He's like, I'm not trying to do it.
He couldn't move. At that point, I said, "Oh man. I felt bad for these dudes, man. I really did, because they poured their hearts out, man. I thought that Julius played a hell of a game. Say it again.
I said it's not right. It's not fair to them, CP. Because I was gonna ask you, like, what are we gonna do with this roster? Because this is another now example, and this is probably, I don't know, unless RJ starts to miss another game, I don't know that we'll get a more clear indicator of where they are with their end of the years than tonight, because you had
say that one more time. Your connection cut out. Where they are with the end of what?
With the end of the bench players.
Yeah, got it.
I don't know that we're going to get another as big of an indicator as we got tonight, because you had a situation with Brunson and you had your only other wing in RJ who were out, and still the rotation did not expand. So now this is a situation where, like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the front office doing about this? Are we, because what's the point of rostering players? Just make them inactive, or I don't know, get some new players here. Because to me, is this really the coach, or is this a front office? Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, how does tonight happen and the minutes distributions are where they went? It just doesn't make sense to me.
It's heavy, man.
It does not.
It's heavy.
Thibs was willing to put McBride at the 3 tonight if he had to.
46 minutes for McBride. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So, you know, I'm looking at the future of this roster in terms of the depth. Is this their strategy now? Like, this is what it's going to be until the trade deadline, or for the rest of the season? Because if it is, this is not a recipe for long-term success.
Nah, can't be. It cannot be. And that's what I was looking at, bro, because Brunson was out to start the game. Okay, so you figure IQ moves up, McBride moves up. Then they lose RJ. So I'm like, what the hell is going to happen now? Now it's Rose. He moves up into that slot. He gets 12 minutes. So you had 12 minutes Hartenstein, 13 Sims, 12 Rose, 46 for McBride. Now, if RJ doesn't play Wednesday and Brunson doesn't play Wednesday against the Spurs, are you going to start McBride, play Rose, and go 8? Or are you going to play Cam or play 48 or play someone? Because this is just not, so these guys have dead legs, man. There's no way mentally, physically they are ready to just give it their all again. I can't see it, man. They gotta expand this thing if RJ and Brunson are gonna be out again.
And listen, I'm from the 80s, right? So I'm the old school way in terms of, listen, you get paid a lot of money. This is a young roster. They can deal with, like, I'm from that mentality, but it is what it is. You just got to adapt to the times and today's generation, today's players, the way that just sports is managed today is just different. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with the wall when I understand the way that players operate today. Like, with the load management and the rest and, back-to-backs and minutes. Like, it's just the way the athlete's body functions today.
Yeah.
And these guys are just not equipped to play this amount of minutes every single game because sooner or later they break down. Who knows? Jalen Brunson, you can make that argument that a lot of this was caused by the amount of minutes. How does this guy have all these nicks and knacks and you continue to play him the minutes that you do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, why do we have to wait till this point to give him a day off? And that's what's frustrating about this situation. I'm telling you, they have to, the front office, somebody, they have to address this, whether it's a front office thing or a head coach. Guys got to get on the same page because this is not going to end well if you continue to have this type of template and think that this is going to drive you to success. You got to figure something out, man, because you can't tell me that, Fournier or Cam or someone couldn't play 12 minutes just to give somebody a breather.
To me, they're not talented enough to go this short over a long period of time.
That's the other thing.
They're not talented enough. And no Obi. The news came out today that Obi Toppin needs more time to recover. He was reevaluated today, so he needs a little bit more time. He damn near had he's got a fractured leg. It's damn near a break. So Obi needs more time. It's gonna be worth watching as his team goes through. And they lose game 1 of the Texas Triangle on the road. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KFTV postgame line presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. All right, let's go to the phones here. What the people got to say, man. Brandon out in Dallas was at the game. Brandon, talk to us, man. What happened tonight, man? Talk to us.
Man, CP, JD, I'm tight. I'm very tight right now, man. It was a great game. It was back and forth, but the last minute, once I saw Grimes call that early jump ball, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And did you know that tonight, teams were 0 for 13,884 with the game with 33 seconds left, up 9, at least up 9. And the Knicks lost.
Unreal, man.
It was crazy. It was crazy, man. Luka had a great game. I mean, I was there. I witnessed history, 60, 20, and 10. Even Will didn't do it. I mean, it's a great feeling to witness that, but being a Knicks fan in that situation, obviously, it was very tough. Thibs refused to play. Cam, other players. Grimes was gassed. I could tell. He was huffing and puffing. Mitch was gassed. But, I mean, it was a great game, man. But it was a tough loss for us, for sure.
Appreciate the call, man. Brandon was in the building tonight. Definitely appreciate the call. Absolutely tough loss. Kenyon from Brooklyn. Kenyon, what's good, man? Long time. How you feeling?
Yeah, man. Good night. I'm going to be the Thibs defender, okay?
Okay, let's go.
If the Knicks went ahead and won that game tonight, we wouldn't be really having the conversation we're having. But I agree with what you said. If you play Rose down the stretch, you possibly win that game. I agree. However, all the Knicks fans who are talking about play the youngsters, well, this is what happens when you play the youngsters. Brunson and RJ weren't playing in the game, so you had 2 of your starters not in the game down the stretch. So Knicks fans, just chill out. Like, Thibs can't win. It's either you play the youngsters or you go ahead and let Rose and get minutes down the stretch, you probably win the game. So that's just my main point. Like, Knicks fans, chill out, okay? And, JD, I see your reactions, fam. Seriously, like, you got to stop tripping on Thibs. Thibs is a legitimate coach. The team blew a 9-point lead. He's not on the court executing plays. It is what it is. Love the show. Knicks fans, we're going to be all right. Just chill, y'all. We're going to be okay.
So you think? I mean, I don't think it's out of bounds to question the coaching adjustments in the game. Yes, the players choked, but there was certain moments in this game, like we talked about to open the show, whether you should have called timeout when Grimes got tied up. Should he have went with a bigger line?
Okay, let me say this.
Yeah.
When he shortened the rotation, right? the Knicks played well with this shortened rotation, right? So we started to win. We was playing a whole bunch of people. We had a 12-man rotation at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
We weren't winning games.
The question is, Kenyon, is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? Not just 8 games, but
Okay, now JD talked about, somebody mentioned about being in the 80s. I was born in the 70s. I remember old school basketball. These dudes are getting paid money to play ball. They're athletes. They entertain us. Like, you should be able to play 40 minutes of basketball. That's just what it is. If you had to play 40 minutes of basketball tonight, play 40 minutes of basketball. I'm tired of babying cats. Like, yo, it is what it is.
Okay. All right, man. Kenny from Brooklyn calling in. Rate that call in the chat. Good people in the chat. I'd like to present that call for a vote. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Kenyon the Thibs defender says lay off the coach. JD, he calls you out a little bit, man. What do you got to say, man? What's going on?
Man, he ain't calling nobody out. He's just talking to himself, man. I mean, again, he talks about the coach, but then his biggest point of the call was the Derrick Rose move. So was that for the coach or against the coach?
Yeah.
And I get it, the whole, the 70s and all this stuff, but these guys are playing 40 minutes every game. This is not a one-time thing. Like look at this losing streak. Even when they were winning, like these guys are playing too many minutes. And all I'm saying is long term, it doesn't end well. It does not end well. They need to figure this out. So, yeah, they would have won, but they did. They did.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of that. Oh, they would have won this and that. They did not win. So what do? We got to analyze why they didn't win. And in the end, some of it is fair, some of it is not fair. Some of it is just a business. If it's under your watch, you're responsible for it. And like I said, this is a second NBA player tonight questioning the Knicks' defensive strategy. I'm not the one doing it. It's not JD doing it. Is what's his name? Niang from the Sixers?
Yeah.
You have Jamal Crawford.
Crawford. There you go.
So, I mean, it's not JD saying it. Is players that Thibs says you got to watch the film. Well, you're going to tell that to those players too? They got to watch the film? You have one player that played in the game, and you have another player tonight that analyzed the game.
Let's go. We got 2,000 people in here in the chat, man. Salute to Knicks Nation once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's go. Hit that like button for us and hit that share button. Very important to support the show. We got a ton of super chats coming in. We're going to get to those. We got a ton of callers as well. We got to hear from the people, man. We got to hear the fan reactions because tonight was as brutal of a Knick loss as any I could remember. Like I said, my PTSD was ratcheting up every second as this game was slipping from our fingertips. 99.4% win probability for the Knicks with 44 seconds to go. And they lost the game. That is what you call cardiac Knicks. That is what you call a classic Knick choke job. We've seen it before. Unbelievable, man. To the Discord we go, man. Let's hear from Dark Horse. Dark Horse, go ahead and unmute your mic. We got to go rapid fire, people, because we got a lot of calls. I want to get to a lot of people. Let's go.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Hey, real quick. Agree with the rotations. All the stars looked fatigued in OT. Just looking at Cam on the bench, I honestly think that we're about to make a move. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense because Cam out here getting the Udoka treatment. So I did a little trade calculator. I think the move that we need is kind of like a Pascal Siakam type. I think we need a wing because we're kind of looking goofy out there without RJ not playing Cam. Yep. It's, Quentin Grimes had a hell of a game, but he's 6'5", and then you have Randall, who's really more of a power forward. We're missing that wing, that true bona fide wing. So I think Siakam fits our timeline. He's still young, 27, 28, and he has 2 years left on his contract, including this season. So after this season, he'll be almost an expiring contract. So
okay,
that's all I had. Rapid fire. I'm out.
Appreciate it, guy. Thanks for getting Pascal Siakam. No chance. Weasel on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
CP, my guy, what's going on?
I've seen better days, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, listen. I had to hop into the Discord because you know, I was catching it live tonight.
Yeah.
I'm usually replay gang. Shout out to the replay gang. But I heard man's coming at my boy JD for no reason. So I was like, hold on. To his point, he said he grew up in the 70s. He said, you know, the rough and tough basketball of the 70s that we hear all the time that people's talking about. This ain't the 70s, all right? They shooting threes out here.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is actually shooting the threes. Maybe we should put another guy on Luka Doncic, right? We let him go for a 60-point triple-double.
Yeah.
I don't care if RJ was out. I don't care if Brunson was like. There's still 5 guys on the court.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
And as far as the players, CP, we had the conversation in the offseason. When you came on my show, we talked about Julius Randle and how we feel, and we were very honest. I think my exact quote is, I'll help him pack. I'm not blaming Randle. I'm not blaming McBride. I'm not blaming none of the players. They gave all they could give, bro. They quickly played 50 minutes.
Yeah.
You have to blame Thibs for this one. I don't care what the rebuttal is. We all have eyes. I got 4 of them. It's on Thibs. Appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. I'm holla at you, bro.
Weasel on the Discord, man. Appreciate you, man. He said I got 4. Yeah, my man wears glasses. Salute to Weasel, though. Salute to Weasel. Absolutely brutal loss, man. Brutal loss. I mean, let's touch on some of the individual performances, though, that I thought was very commendable, man, and that starts with Quentin Grimes, who is our Chase Freedom Knick of the night. Yes, the Knicks did not get the job done. We know that. But Quentin Grimes was spectacular, man. 33 points, 6 rebounds, 4 dimes, 50% shooting from the field, 7 of 16 from downtown. And the reason why the Knicks were even in having leads in this game with no Jalen Brunson, no RJ Barrett, man, was Quentin Grimes. And, you know, as I've been bigging up Grimes and hyping up Grimes since last year, you know, a lot of it for me is more than just the jumper. It's his ability to attack closeouts, make plays for his team, and attack the basket. And I thought he was excellent from that vantage point. And, yeah, shout out to Grimes, man. 33 points, a career high for Grimes. I thought he did a damn thing. JD, what was your thoughts on Grimes tonight?
The funny thing is, had they won, my biggest takeaway tonight, I was going to say, we cannot go another game moving forward. I don't care if RJ's playing and everybody's playing. We cannot go another game moving forward and not give Grimes more opportunities to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And also, more importantly, as you're starting to see it, more opportunities to potentially play make and attack the basket. Because when he attacks the basket, he has a different vision in that he has a different game plan. If I have the shot, I'm going to shoot it. But he attacks the basket a lot looking to pass, looking to get Mitch an easy shot, looking to kick it out to the perimeter. And, you know, there's times where we see it in a little bit higher assist. There's times where he creates the hockey assist. But you saw it again tonight in terms of him attacking the basket and showing a different game than just a spot-up three-point shooter.
Yeah.
Tonight you saw the potential of him becoming a complete player. Tonight you saw what my hope is that he becomes a Desmond Bane type player. You saw that tonight. You saw that ability tonight. Outstanding game. In addition to the 48 minutes, you have to guard Luka Doncic on the other end. The guy has to be exhausted. And he had a great game, man. A great game. When somebody plays 48 minutes, even the missed shots, I'm not even going to hold it against you because you're doing it all game. You're guarding every single possession of 48 minutes. You're guarding Luka, who is a guy that you're giving up a lot of pounds, height to, is bigger, stronger, more, they're about the same in terms of athleticism. But Grimes had a great game tonight. And like I said, moving forward, I'm hoping that you don't get away from him when RJ gets back and when Jalen gets back. Try to figure out ways to get him a few more shots, involve him in the offense, because I think if you do, it's going to be a positive for this team.
Good things happen, man. And look, this team played 46 and a half minutes of good ball. And I'm going to give IQ his flowers as well. No shot selection wasn't all that great. He shot 5 of 21 from the floor. But what they needed out of the point guard spot in terms of facilitating for others, he gave it to him, especially in the first half. He had 15 dimes overall, 10 in the first half alone, and that was just getting dribble penetration, getting inside the paint and making things happen. And it was important, especially with no Brunson. They needed a playmaker. They needed somebody to lead that offense, to run the offense. And I thought he did well. Shot selection again was questionable. Didn't shoot well, but facilitating, I thought he was on point. Had a couple nice deflections late in that game. 15 dimes for IQ, man. What'd you think about IQ in Brunson's absence?
I mean, I think he answered the call as a point guard. He had 11 assists at halftime, and that was tied for the second most by any Knicks player in the first half of a game since the 1996-1997 season. And he the game was going well. The only thing with IQ, as we've mentioned, is the shooting. That's going to be the key to him is, can you get consistent shooting out of him? That's going to be the biggest question to him. But I'll tell you one thing. After those assist numbers tonight, I'm pretty sure IQ is going to the hotel or wherever he's staying at tonight. And he's probably telling himself, I'm an NBA starter. And that's been the rumblings from his camp. His camp believes that he should get a bigger opportunity in the NBA. His camp believes that he is a potential NBA starter. And when you have a night like tonight where, this is last minute, Jalen Brunson was a game time decision, and you go out and win or lose, IQ feels like he did his job. If anything, he might feel like he overachieved because I don't know that anybody expected, the assist numbers he had tonight. So, again, this is one of those things where I think his value increased as a player, potential trade value, but also his value for the Knicks. You look at him tonight, I always say, if you can just get your shooting down, he'll be a key part for the future of this team.
Shout out to Cool Vids, man. $50 super chat. He says, we let the win streak let us forget that Thibs is terrible at late game adjustments. He has to go. $10 super chat from Michael Sahini says, this is happening too often under this coach. How can people continue to defend him? Most coaches would have been fired last year after giving up those 20-point leads and losing those games. Hell, even Frank got in this game. Mavs went 11 deep in there with the roster. Kemba got into this game tonight. Michael Wright.
The Knicks versus the Knicks.
It was the Knicks versus the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Bullock and Kid. It was a whole family reunion in there. But my point is, you get Michael Wright the fourth in there, 6 minutes. Frank gets his defensive minutes. Kemba gets, I don't know, whatever he got. He got his shine, his respect minutes. Could I see Cam get in there for just to get his hands up and see what's going on? Just a little evaluation, just to see what's going on.
And it's funny too because how things just happen sometimes. These storylines get created, and it's just a lot of it is coincidental, and it just ends in a good story. When RJ goes out, I'm thinking, wait, wasn't this the same team that Cam had that terrible game that everybody was saying that was it? And this is the opportunity for Cam to rewrite the story and say, well, I got a chance against this same team that my effort was questioned. I helped the team win, or I helped to contribute to the game. And, of course, that ain't happened. But, I thought that it would have been a nice story. And, like you mentioned, the Mavs had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players play for the Mavs tonight. And it's just frustrating, man.
It's
what's crazy about this, CP, is, oh, man, tomorrow I got to hear about this on mainstream media. You see all the tweets on
I'm
Twitter.
staying off.
Because this type of performance from Luka, it's going to bring the attention of everyone else on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Joe Beningo says, the pain. The pain I'm feeling tonight, man, it's going to be bad.
The pain, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to Trent from Queens. Trent, how you feeling? Rapid fire. Let's go.
Hey, how you doing? Good evening, guys. I just wanted to say that this whole thing with Thibs' rotations and stuff is ridiculous. Any other professional head coach would not be putting out basically 7 players on the court, and you're running with 4 point guards for a professional basketball game. It's like this guy does this to be stubborn. He looks like a psycho doing this. Like children's basketball, you put in a deeper rotation than Tom Thibodeau did for a regular season professional basketball game. Like any other coach would be embarrassed. You were willing to play a whole basketball game with no small forward on your squad.
Yeah.
On purpose, pretty much.
It's crazy, man.
This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It's crazy, man, and appreciate the call. Yeah, you hit it on the head. I just don't like the rigidity of his philosophy with the rotations, man. It's like it's this is what it is, and the door's locked. I don't like that, man. Like I said, Frank got in the game tonight. Kemba No Knees Walker got in the game tonight. We could find some minutes for Cam and Evan. Believe me, I don't think they would have hurt us tonight.
Right, and by the way, I'm okay with the 9-man rotation in terms of as a game plan, right? So let's forget this game for a quick second and let's go back to the previous game. I'm okay with a 9-man rotation. I'm just not okay with a 9-man rotation and then the starting 5 is all playing 42 minutes.
Right.
And Deuce is playing 6 minutes like he did the last game. So just because 9 players touch the court doesn't mean that, well, JD, you know, how many players do you want to play? Do you want 11 or 12? No, 9 is fine as long as there's balance and you're actually using the bench.
Correct.
Tonight, there's a different circumstance. So, okay, you don't want to play Cam, you don't want to play Fournier, fine. But can you play someone just tonight? Because it's just a different circumstance. I'm not asking you to play these guys, insert them to the rotation. Tonight is an emergency type of situation. Your starting point guard is out, and your starting 3 played 4 minutes. So, like you mentioned, can we play Rose 6 more minutes? Can we insert another wing? I mean, we had no wing. I mean, Grimes is a 6'5" guy guarding Luka all game.
Yeah.
You saw it. It even affected his defense because, he was a little bit late on certain things. And you saw at the end in overtime, their rotations were a step slow because they were fatigued, man. They were gassed.
Let's get from Dom from Arkansas was at the game. Dom, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Does anxiety answer your question? I'm telling you, live at the game, and I know you said rapid fire, live at the game, I'm going to just talk about what I saw.
Yeah.
Pre-game warm-ups. Obi's doing the dribble drills. He's doing layups. He's hitting 3-pointers like he's normal. He's running up and down the court. Fournier works up a good sweat. I don't think he missed a shot during the pre-game warm-ups. Cam Reddish, he's checked out. I mean, he was dribbling the ball, just standing there dribbling. It bounces off his foot. He picks it up. They're doing a layup line. He does a layup, misses the layup, and he just sits on the bench the rest of the pregame. I mean, he is really checked out. As far as the game goes, got to give props to Randall. Definitely got to give props to Grimes. And I wouldn't be surprised if Grimes turns into be a core franchise kind of player for the Knicks. They don't need to let him go. The issue that I have is with ICU Thibs, because I called a couple of weeks ago and I said, this is the game when we are going to need Obi. We're going to need Brunson. And this will say, this is who we are and where we're going. First thing I notice, I see a blue jump up hoodie from Brunson, and he sits on the bench. Obi, like I said, was doing the pregame. He looked good. Next you know, he's in street clothes. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to put Cam in. If Fournier definitely has to get in there. And it didn't happen at all. Now, would you have preferred to see Fournier on the wing in the corner when they passed it to McBride a couple of times? Because I was thinking, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I would have preferred Fournier. At least, he's a better three-point shooter. But it didn't happen. So I blame this game, and I'm sorry to say it, on Thibs. because he did not make, and I'm not going to reiterate everything y'all said.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't make any adjustments. And I was sitting there watching the game, and next you know, they taking RJ to the back, holding his wrist. So I'm thinking, now we're going to definitely see Fournier at least.
Yeah.
And nothing happened the whole
wasn't
game.
there.
Give props to Mitch. Give props to Mitch. He's earning his money.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the game, everybody's gassed, like you all said.
They all gassed, man. And appreciate the call. I'm just landing your plane, but I get it, man. I definitely appreciate it. I like when people call in from the games, man. If you guys are at these games, definitely call in with your reactions.
Great call. Good observation, especially good observation. So that was a great call. Good observation, especially giving us insight on the player warm-ups. That was a good observation on Cam as well. You know, saying that, he's pretty much, I don't know that he's even going into the games with the game plan in his warm-ups. He's just checked out.
Checked out, man. Absolutely checked out. And he mentioned Mitch, and you want to talk about some of the positives from this game. First play of the game, they ran a play, Mitch in the post. Mitch was trying to go to work on Christian Wood tonight, man. And he had some moves on him, had a little drop step on him. So that was good to see. Couldn't knock down his free throws in crunch time. Obviously, that was a little bit problematic, but certainly on the boards, Mitch was doing his thing. Second chance points. The Knicks that was part of the reason why the Knicks had these leads in the game. Dominating on the glass, getting the second chance opportunities. Mitch just being a beast around the rim was solid. Look, I thought Julius up until overtime was great. He was great. No Jalen, no RJ. Mavs had zero. There was not one person on the team that could check. They had Timmy guarding Julius tonight. I thought he was great. Again, overtime, whether he was gassed, ineffective, whatever the case, wasn't there. But for the better part of the game, again, they don't have this lead without Julius. 29 points, 18 rebounds, 4 dimes, 5-11 from downtown, 8 for 23 from the field. Always plays well in Dallas anyway, so you expected a good game from Julius.
Mitch, you mentioned, and the first play of the game, they run a play for him. They ran it for him.
Yep.
Because he went in, he had a post move. He actually had more than one post move tonight.
Yeah.
So they ran more than a few plays for him. And I think, don't be surprised if you see more cryptic tweets or Instagram stories from Mitch in the future.
He's talking spicy this week.
He's been he's been right teetering right on the line.
Yeah.
Where he continues to tell people, listen, man, I'm doing what my role says.
Right.
This is what I'm doing, but I have more to offer as an offensive player. And it looks like he's believed that it's more on the perimeter, but tonight he showed more of a game on the interior. And I tell you what, he didn't look too bad doing it.
Nah,
in terms
not
of
at all.
post moves.
Not at all.
It's not the smoothest, but he plays so aggressive. He attacks the basket that he can be effective with a post game. So again, can we run a few plays for him when he has the matchup? I'm not saying I do that against Joel Embiid or Jokic, guys that are stronger and taller than him. But what I am saying is when you have teams like the Mavericks tonight and you have a potential matchup, it's good to be a little bit creative offensively, run a few plays for him. You can see Mitch is a guy because, again, he's so aggressive to the rim. At the very least, he's going to get fouled. And, hey, he doesn't make all those free throws, but at least you're giving fouls to the opposing big man, which helps your team in a 48-minute game. So outstanding game for him, 20 points from Mitchell Robinson, 16 rebounds. And you said Julius, I'll give credit to Julius about this. A night where there's no Brunson, CP, no RJ, 45 minutes from Julius, only 23 shot attempts. And 2 of those were in overtime. So he had 21 shot attempts in 4 quarters without your other 2 guys. I thought he was going to go crazy tonight in terms of shot attempts. So give him credit. He continues, say what you want. And we're very objective with him and we call it out the way we see it.
Yeah.
But give him credit. He continues to show that he can play a different type of style. And it's just something different about his game this year. It just feels different. It mirrors 2 years ago. I don't know that he's playing to that level, but he's certainly definitely raising his value around the league. It looks like the league is also noticing, so that's a good thing for the Knicks.
Yeah, 100%. He played a selfless game out there, and you see him out there. He's coaching these guys. He's moving these guys around out there in the offensive end. He's talking to these guys, trying to coach them up, trying to bring them together as they're collapsing in the fourth quarter. So give him credit because, like you said, without his top two guns out there, he could have easily tried to take the game into his own hands. But he picked his spots, and he let Quick run the show. I thought the guards, from Quickly to Grimes to McBride, I thought they did a good job of pushing the pace and keeping the offense flowing. Like I said, this game, had they won this game, this would have been one of the best, if not the best, game of the season because of how hard they played. How connected they were, especially on the offensive end. Quickly filling in for Brunson admirably. Grimes putting the ball on the floor, attacking the closeouts and moving the ball. McBride pushing it. Julius doing this thing. Mitch 20 and 16. This was tailor-made for a good win. And it was just a complete nightmare. As the stat shows, Tim McMahon of ESPN, NBA teams were 0 and 13,884
Oh my God.
in the last 20 seasons when trailing by at least 9 with 35 or fewer seconds remaining. So what's
and what?
0 and 13,884. This is not a typo. This is not a foot trick. This is not an autocorrect. 13,834. And the Knicks just made history on the wrong side of history once again. I mean, I'm telling you, bro.
Only us, bro.
Only us. Only us.
Only the Knicks.
The Reggie Gabe, Charles Smith, Ewing finger roll, 0 for and 13,884. This is what you call a miracle. And the Knicks were able to give it up.
13,884.
Can't make it up, man.
And that caller was over. Oh, don't get off Thibs. Bro, you serious? That's crazy.
Can't make it up, man. Chuck D in the chat. Shout out Ryan Man. Chuck D says only us. Only us, man.
It's not the last time we're going to hear about that tweet. That's for sure.
No. Only us. Put that on a t-shirt, man.
Wait, didn't we just lose to the Bulls and the same thing? Like we were up 3 with 9 seconds. It's just what a week, man.
Great.
I can't wait till next year's Christmas. I'm done.
What a Christmas, man. Shout out First Lady of Sports, $20 Superchat said Thibs' defensive schemes are non-existent. Too many players have career games because Thibs fails to make in-game defensive adjustments. Unreal, man. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Let's get to some more calls here, what the people got to say. Let's go to Sean from New Jersey. Sean, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up, CP?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Just gonna need some. I need some healing after that one.
Hey,
that one really hurt.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't understand how Thibs does not instantly challenge that jump ball decision. That was, in my opinion, the first. That's just you can't do that. You have to immediately challenge. You have a challenge, and you're not using in that situation. The refs were like they called it. It was a foul. They called it in 1 second, in half a second. So that obviously to me was concerning. Combine that with the fact that they brought in JaVale McGee for that missed free throw, and Thibs didn't really make any adjustments of his own. So
yeah,
I really think that this is really on him. The players, I can't ask for anything more than what they did tonight. I really thought they played again. They basically won this game except for that, some freak stuff that went on. So I just want to say that really, Thibs is, I don't know what he's doing. And I'm starting to think that they can't play Fournier or Reddish. I think that now they will not, obviously we know they're not playing, but I think it's even deeper. And I think that he's not allowed to play them at this point. I actually don't even think they're allowed to put them on the court. I don't know why exactly, but it probably has to do with them getting injured before a possible trade, or they don't want to make them look worse before a trade. But yeah, it was painful, and it was painful seeing McBride at the end of the game. You know, he kind of just shriveled up at the end. I mean, I love his defense. I love his intensity, but he really shriveled up. And besides that, Rose was pretty bad tonight. I'm not going to knock him because he doesn't get a lot of playing time.
Yeah,
but
he only played 12 minutes.
He was pretty bad.
Okay. And appreciate the call, man. I'm just letting you play. It's getting late. We need rapid fire. Darren from Florida. Let's go.
CP, what's up, man?
How you feeling,
First time caller. Love the show, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, tough loss tonight. I want to say we missed Jalen tonight with those last couple possessions, like with 2 minutes left. I love Julius. I respect how he plays hard, but sometimes when he's in the post, he draws a double team. He needs to learn how to kick it out faster, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Quentin Grimes loved his game tonight, but I like to see him, even though he dropped 33, I like to see him become a focal point going forward. And at the end, kind of call for the ball more.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just sitting back watching, I think he has that type of game, especially when he's driving to the hole, dishing out, swishing out there. He looked tough tonight.
One thing when he's putting the ball on the floor, man, he's pretty spry out there, man. He's got a nice first step. He's looking fast.
He does. And at the end, when they were going through Julius, I was like, Quentin, call for that ball. You know?
Yeah.
I have confidence in him. So I like to really see him do that going forward. Julius, when he went for, they called that offensive foul when he went for the rebound with Christian Wood, I was like, this man's playing hard.
Yeah.
This man is playing hard. Just need this man to learn how to trust his team a little more, you know, and just kick it out because he draws so much attention down low.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, and one more thing with Mitch. Without Mitch in there, we in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
He controls that defense and that rebounding, and I just wish he learned how to bend his damn knees on a free throw.
Oh, man, those line drives are painful, but yeah, man, he had an outstanding game nevertheless.
But one more thing, guys. I like the team, but we're just missing, or we all know we're missing that one piece, man.
Yeah.
2024, pipe dream, Jaylen Brown. Let's go.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Darren from Florida. Okay, let's go to Tyson from Charlotte. Tyson, what's going on? Tyson.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, you're here. You're loud and clear, bro.
I'm actually from Australia, not Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, man, you sound like an Aussie. But yeah, let's go. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I have a few things. Man, Knicks out here ruining my holidays. This could only happen to us. I'm sitting here messaging my friends with 30 seconds left, saying this is one of the best Knicks wins in years. And yeah, we lose that like that. Oh, it was heartbreaking. But yeah, this loss kind of overshadows how good Grimes was. He has a long way to go, but he kind of reminds me of a young Klay Thompson.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point, man. You know, and like I said, we're starting to see a little more shot creation out of Grimes' bag, and that's very encouraging because his floor is obviously high right now as a 3-and-D player, but he's showing to be a lot more, and that you like that. It's very encouraging.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you too. I think we need another bench scorer. Do we go out there and get like a Jordan Clarkson, Buddy Hield, or Eric Gordon?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, and appreciate the call, man, definitely appreciate it. A lot of people are bringing up the Clarkson name. But as you see with Obi out, they can certainly use one. You know, they can certainly use one, especially with Obi out right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team moves forward in the next 2 months as they evaluate things. Because Cam and Evan ain't coming back into the game. So.
And you want to see this team fully healthy, and again, seeing how you continue to utilize Grimes, right? Because then you could really have here already enough to compete, right? Like if Obi comes back, that's minutes right there. The only thing is, Obi comes back, he's going to play 11, 12 minutes. So You continue to utilize Grimes, but yes, you do need eventually you need another scoring punch off the bench. You mentioned, I think the caller mentioned Eric Gordon as a possibility. You talked about Clarkson as a possibility. You're hearing Kyle Kuzma as a possibility. I like Malik Beasley a lot as another shooter. He's shooting another year at over 40% from three. So there's going to be options. And again, I think the Knicks have made a decision with Fournier and Cam that they're just not going to play. And I don't necessarily buy the injury part because does Thibs really care about that? I mean, he plays our starters when we're up 20 in the fourth quarter. So are they really trying to protect players from injury? I don't really – I know that's the cliche thing to say is maybe just so they don't get hurt. I mean, maybe with Cam, I guess, but it's not like these guys are playing enough minutes where it's a real concern. I just think it's more of a – I mean, you clearly see it. Can't tell me that a game like tonight where you got the circumstance to say, okay, just tonight, we're going to need you for 10 spot minutes.
Yeah.
That they were really concerned that they were going to get hurt. No.
It's political,
no,
man.
I think it's bigger. I think it's internal in terms of, their decision with, these guys' representatives. It is odd because Fournier is also involved and, Fournier has an additional year. So it's odd that he also is the same way where he's just not playing at all. You would think with Thibs' history with veterans that, in these situations, maybe a guy like Fournier could work himself back into the rotation and get some minutes only because he's not going to be easy to move. I understand Cam because you can probably still get something for Cam by the trade deadline, but I don't think they're going to be able to move Fournier. Yep. So it's interesting what the decisions they've made. So, but they're going to have to add someone because if there's one thing we've learned, CP, all these rumors, some of them are true. Some of them I think is smoke. This front office is not here to rebuild. They're here to win.
Yeah.
And if they're here to win, just prepare yourselves for some type of move by the deadline.
True story, man. Shout out to Greg Gardner, $10 super chat says, I understand question Thibs, but we're up 9 with 35 seconds left. Hit free throws and we win the game. We also slowed the pace down too early in the fourth, not playing to lose, not playing to win. Yeah, I get that. I mean, for me, I'm largely on the players. Execute and win the game. Box out Luka, snatch the rebound, and close this thing out. They had a 99.4 chance to win, and they blew it. But nevertheless, to me, there were still reasonable questions to ask in terms of Thibs' decision-making and adjustments in this game. To me, yes, it's more on the players, especially with 9-point lead with 30 seconds left. It was a miracle that the Mavs pulled off, and the Knicks just needed to as Wally said on the Knicks telecast, play some defense and get a damn rebound. And they just couldn't get it done, man. JD, let's take a look at this thing by the numbers. For me, one of the things that sticks out is when you talk about Mitch being at the free throw line, McBride did miss one down the stretch. Knicks shot 62% from the charity stripe again tonight. Could that have been a difference instead of taking this thing down to the wire, make some free throws? Julius missed 2 in the fourth as well. They did win the rebounding battle as you expected. They also won the second chance points battle. Once again, dominating second chance points, 27 second chance points to 11. One of the things I didn't like was that they did give up a lot of points in this paint, especially early in the game. 50 points in the paint to the Mavs, only 48 for the Knicks. And those are some of the stats that stuck out to me. But for me, 62% from the charity stripe, you got to be better than that, man. What were some of your key stat takeaways tonight?
10 turnovers. I think I can look at that. Again, you have a game where it's pretty tough to improvise on the go and develop a game plan. Going on the road versus a team tonight that was 14-4 at home. That's another key stat there in terms of if they would have won, how much of a quality win this would have been. I know going into tonight, the Mavs are right there at mid, 500, 18-16. They're 19-16 now, but they were 14-4 14-5 at home now. So that would have been a great road win. And the 10 turnovers because you don't have your leader. You don't have Jalen Brunson, and you're having to ask IQ now to step into that role. And he had 1 turnover in 51 minutes.
Yeah.
So they gave they gave themselves an opportunity to win tonight. And from the turnover standpoint, they did not give Dallas from that stat an opportunity to make them pay. So encouraging stat for me is low turnovers, and hopefully they have a similar night against the San Antonio Spurs.
Hopefully, man. And tonight's By the Numbers, guys, is brought to you by Prize Picks, man. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV, and they will match your deposit, instant deposit match, up to $100. So if you play with $50, they'll give you $50 to play with, and you have $100 to play with. You want to put in $100, they'll give you $100 to play with, and you'll have $200 to play with. And playing Prize Picks is easy. All you're going to do is pick between 2 to 6 players, and you can mix and match sports. You want to play NBA, NHL, NFL right now, you can mix and match players, and it's you versus the stat projections that Prize Picks has for each of those players on any given night. And for the NBA, there are a number of statistics that you can pick from points to points and assists, rebounds, points, rebounds, and assists. If you pick Luka Doncic, you would have went way over that number, whatever they had from tonight. Free throws made, three-pointers made, you name it. So tonight, JD, here's where I went on my ticket. They did have the Taco Tuesday special with LaMelo Ball at 18.5 points. Charlotte in Golden State playing the Warriors. Now, I'm on Prize Picks right now, and I can't see the box score because right now they're showing him as 0 points. What does he have?
He's at 0 on your end, right?
Yeah. No. That can't be right. That happened again with Bradley Beal.
I had to look. I'm like, wait, hold on. He didn't play?
Yeah.
He has 21 points.
Okay, so he hit that.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
No, I'm bugging. Hold on. He had 21 points against the Lakers.
Oh, come on, man. You killing me, bro. You killing me, bro. How much points is LaMelo Ball have right now?
I am right. Am I?
They're playing Golden State.
Yeah, so he did. Yes.
Okay.
I am right.
Okay, so I
points against Golden State.
Cool. All right, so I got that. Every Tuesday they got the Taco Tuesday special, so it's a good time to play because you could usually get in on a player with a very low number that's likely to go over or go more, rather. I also went with OG Anunoby with more than 1.5 3-pointers made. He hit that with 2. I went with Mitch with more than 1.5 blocks tonight. I should have went the rebound number, but he didn't get the block number for me tonight. I also went with Nikola Jokic with more than 36.5 points and assists with Denver playing Sacramento. Sabonis a little bit banged up, but he only finished with 31, so I fell a little bit short there. And then Julius Randle, the rebounding number, he's been a rebounding machine over his last 5, 10, you name it. I went with Julius Randle more than 9.5 rebounds, and I did hit that. Julius with 18. So on the night, I hit 3 out of 5. Wasn't necessarily what I was looking for, but I did still come out with a little bit of cash. Shout out to TM, who just sent me the results of his tickets, and he went crazy tonight. So TM is definitely a big winner tonight. How'd you do on Prize Picks?
Yeah, TM, send me something, man.
Yeah.
Because after tonight, I need a few bucks.
Yeah.
I almost had a perfect night. And I'll leave it for last in terms of who broke my ticket. But I took LaMelo Ball, same thing, 18.5 points as the Taco Tuesday special. He had 21, so I hit there. I took RJ Barrett less than 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I took less than 34.5, and he had 1. So
perfect.
That was a perfect pick. But in real life, not too happy about that because he obviously was hurt. So I hit on that. That's my second. My third pick was Jokic. I took him less than 48.5 between points, rebounds, and assists. And his total combined was 40. So I hit on that. I took Jamal Murray more than 20.5 points. I hit on that. He had 25 tonight. I thought it was a good matchup against the Kings. And then for the perfect going home for the money. I was going to retire from KnicksFanTV. Luka Doncic. I took him less than 31 and a half.
Let me put you on the full
points.
screen. Ooh. Damn.
Pain.
Wait. Did you go points or points, rebounds, and assists?
Just points, 31 and a half.
Ooh. Any more? He damn near doubled it.
I mean, his last game against the Knicks, he had 30.
Yeah.
31, 21, 22, 26, 33, 38, 16, 18 points. For going by this measure, he only has hit the over against the Knicks 2 times.
Yeah, they battle him. They usually battle him.
Since 2018. He has a career 26.1 points per game against the Knicks in his career. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, well, 31 and a half, kind of like this matchup.
Yeah.
And of course, he goes off for 60.
60
and then
piece.
So I got to live with that, and then I got to live with the actual result of the game. So
Yeah.
4 out of 5 tonight, but it is what it is.
Tough, man. Once again, you people at home, play to win, but play responsibly, man. Go to prizepicks.com, enter promo code KFTV for a instant deposit match on your deposit of up to $100. Okay, a couple more calls before we wrap up. We've commiserated on this demoralizing loss for long enough, so let's take a couple more and then wrap. Cody Black from BK. Cody Black, what's going on?
Man, shout out Manscaped. I average 0 turnovers because of Manscaped.
Yeah.
Lawnmower legend. Flashlight dynamo. Yo, man. You want to know my key stat tonight, man?
Yeah.
My key stat is Thibs went 30 straight games wearing that same sweatsuit. You need to put that in the laundry. Quentin Grimes, he is showing out. He is breaking out. We have to put the ball in his hands. We fed Mitchie. Let me tell you something about Mitchie.
Mm-hmm.
When we feed Mitchie the ball, the Knicks play good. The Knicks was playing good. This was a good game up until the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, it was a good game up until then. Knicks got outscored by 10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It came down to one rebound. One rebound. Bro. One rebound. So if I was the coach, I'm putting 3 centers in. I don't care. I have to get 1 rebound to win this game. I'm putting 4 centers in. And we blew it. Luka, he dropped history on us. It was crazy. It was a good win. I mean, it was a good loss. I don't know if there's any good losses. I don't know if
a good loss,
but it was a good loss.
All right, I'm gonna drop you off here, man, because it's getting late and you're wilding out. A good loss. We got to pack him up, man. Pack him up. My man said a good loss. Good Lord, man.
The first ever 60, 20, 10 game.
Yeah.
For whatever, what is it? 3,680,000, whatever that number is.
Yeah.
And that was a good loss.
No, we got to go.
That was a good loss, Mitchie.
We got to go. We got to go, man. Shout out to Manscaped, though. Nick from Virginia. Nick, what's going on?
Not a good loss. Hey, man, that was not a good loss.
Not at all.
Hey, man, 3 things real quick, man.
Yeah.
Thibs got to go, man. He got to play. He got to play the rotation, man. And I would love your thoughts real quick. I know, it's quick fire, man. But like Cam's sitting on the bench, Fournier sitting on the bench. Like you got Deuce up there throwing 90 minutes and going 0 for whatever on threes in the corner. Would love your thoughts on is it time to just blow it up, or we just gonna sit in mediocrity and just be happy with it? Appreciate the time, man. Love what y'all do with the forum, man.
Appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate that. Well, like JD said, and I agree, they're not going to go backwards right now. That's definitely not the path that they're going to go. They're going to look to go forward. Do they add another bench piece? How do they do in the draft? Do they stack up some draft picks and a couple of young players and try to make a big splash? Quentin Grimes cannot be traded. I'm marking him as untouchable. Sorry. Yeah, they're not going to blow it up. As for the McBride thing, look, I said it when they made the change. I understand you need it for defense. His defensive hustle, awareness, IQ, intensity should never be questioned. He's a good defensive player. I look at McBride as more as a situational defensive substitution. To me, I wouldn't have necessarily replaced him with Cam. Whatever reason they went with it. Does he fit more? Yeah, sure, you can say that, but he's more of an off-ball player. Like, he doesn't give you enough offense, to me, to solidify a spot in the rotation in that manner. Defensively, of course, but offensively, Mavs are going to leave him open. And he had a brutal shooting night tonight, and so it was just tough to watch, man. Just tough to watch.
I'm still baffled by that. I mean, after what happened tonight, that call he is dead. He is dead serious.
He's
going to go to
loss.
sleep. He's going to go to sleep, and before he turns off the light, he's going to say, "That was a good loss tonight." And we all sick.
Yeah, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Matt from Westchester, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, how you feeling?
I'm more disappointed than the loss that we haven't got any boomers calling in talking about how Charles Oakley getting thrown out of the Garden is why we lost tonight. Definitely disappointed. I haven't heard that yet. I'm sure I'll hear it tomorrow on First Take.
Yes. Stephen A is getting ready for the clown show. Trust and believe. He's putting on his clown shoes as we speak and lacing them up. Trust.
Yeah, listen, if anything, this was not a good loss, but it was vindication nation for all these people clowning the Knicks about overvaluing Quentin Grimes. I actually think I said this after that Milwaukee game last year. He had like 27 against. I think maybe for the short term, his ceiling, if he gets a little more confident, he pushes the pace a little more, his ceiling is like a Bulls Jimmy Butler. Like, I think he really is that good. And I think that if he is a little faster, maybe he gets a couple more calls, I really think that he could be that aggressive and he could get a little more confident.
Okay. Yeah, I hope so, man. Like I said, I like what I've been seeing from him so far. Happy to see how his game is progressing and evolving. And so let's see. Health is going to be the biggest factor with Grimes. He missed time last year with the knee injury. He had like the little hyperextension situation, and then this year with the foot. So health is going to be the key factor for Grimes. Lanray, El Paso, Texas. Lanray, let's go.
Hey, man, CP, JD, man, listen, man, this hurt, man.
Yeah, big time.
Listen, I've been a fan since '92, man. They making Luka look like Michael Jordan, man. Like, that's it's just killing me, bro. Now, listen, do you feel we need to just change the DNA of the team altogether, man? Because it just seems like the Knicks just keep doing the same things over and over. This is not a good loss. I'm going to go to bed real angry tonight. I'm even thinking I don't know if I can even watch any more games, man, because it's just killing me. I just need the Knicks to win a championship before die, man. Like, It's just getting, like, real tiring, bro. Like, it is just getting real tiring with this team, man, and Thibs just needs to go. Because at the end of the day, I heard some of the callers talking about, well, if you're getting paid that much money, you need to be able to play 40 minutes. We need to win games. I think ultimately, cumulatively, those players are playing way too many minutes, and now all of a sudden they can't even play more than 35 minutes, and it's starting to show. And that's all on Thibs. And I don't care if it's like management or the coaching. There is no excuse for not playing Cam and Fournier tonight. This was situational. Thibs is always talking about situational. The situation presented itself tonight, and those guys should have played. Like, I just don't get it. Like, Luka is a great player, but he doesn't pass the eye test, and they're making him look like Michael Jordan because he did what Michael Jordan used to do to us back in the day. How can you be up 9 points with 33 seconds and still lose the game? Rapid fire them out, man. You're doing a great job, man. I love you, man. I'm happy for you guys.
Appreciate it.
I love KnicksFanTV. I'm always calling in, man.
Appreciate
rapid fire them out, man.
Ray, man, always good to hear from you. Hector from Harlem World, rapid fire. Let's go.
Get your thumbs up for the only voice of the orange and blue. JD, CP, what up? Yo, CP, I'm surprised that cheerleading ass Pinson didn't hit the game-winning shot against us just to put cherry on top.
He was the only one that didn't get in for the Knicks, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, at this point, the cliche that we are, I'm not surprised. I can't
come up and call you on the show because I'm surprised. Nothing surprises me anymore. It's very easy. This is a what was I gonna say? This is a I forgot my train of thought, but this is we need a superstar. Just plain and simple.
I'd say
we need a superstar because I can't even talk because of what I saw tonight. It's very easy to get away from what we saw tonight from Quentin, what we saw from Mitch, what we saw from Randall, and the rest of the core because obviously Luka just showed none of that matters. But I'm going to keep it short and simple, bro. We're headed towards more stagnant, just standard play. And I want to hone in on what JD said earlier tonight. What is the future of this roster if we're not going to go ahead and put Evan in the game and Cam in the game to get quality minutes, even though we know that they're out of the rotation? It like the previous caller said, situational basketball. Thibs is always talking about it, but we didn't see any of that tonight. And it just goes to show me we were always talking like a year and a half ago, is Miles McBride ever going to get minutes on this team? You drafted him out of West Virginia, but now it's funny. Now he's getting more minutes than everybody. So what exactly is going on? So I'm going to just leave it at that, bro. Watch. We're headed towards the lottery, and I'm going to be laughing. I'm out, bro.
Okay. Actor putting it down. Okay. All right, couple more. To the Discord we go. J2 Cool. Unmute your mic. J2 Cool. J2 Cool. Going once. All right, we lost him. Dan from New Jersey. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay. Wah.
Let's go.
Listen, guys. That was the worst game I've ever seen. No filter, man. I was getting a pack up. I was getting ready to, hit the shower, have a nice relaxing night after a good win. And this team just stabs me in the back once again, man. Let me tell you something, man. We need to start having a serious discussion about why this team, under the tutelage of Tom Thibodeau, keeps pulling out major choke jobs. We need to start talking about the fact that we can't hit free throws in the clutch and throughout the game, for that matter, because they don't even have their sea legs under them because they're playing 46 minutes. When was the last time Miles McBride even got 46 minutes in a G League game?
Yeah.
Much less an NBA game. The NBA is a physical league, man, especially when we're the New York Knicks, who we're supposed to be thriving off of physical play. You can't expect these guys to keep up that kind of production on physical play for 48 minutes if you're playing them the entirety of the game. There was no reason why you couldn't substitute in Cam Reddish or Evan Fournier. But because of optics, they don't want to do that. Even though that situation calls for it in the game, that would have actually helped us win. Yes, it was a major choke job, and there's no excuse for it. But it's happened more than once. It's gonna keep happening. You have to switch it up, man. I don't like what Tom Thibodeau's doing right now. He's a good team when it comes to defense, but man, he just holds himself back. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, appreciate the call, man. I really got to see how these guys respond Wednesday night, man. Demoralizing.
They'll win and Thibs will get another 20 games.
I really got to see how they come out and respond, man, because Julius could barely walk off the court. The amount of minutes that they logged and the toll that this has to take on you mentally. I'm sure they're checking Twitter. I'm sure some of them are even watching this show. And checking the gram. Lay off the gram. Don't check your DMs.
Bro.
Oof. It's getting ugly.
And I mean, oh man. And this is what I'm saying is long term, you continue to play this amount of minutes. You don't know if Brunson, is going to play on Thursday. Teams do this. Do you look at the opponent and say, well, let's sit him? Do you sit him the rest of this road trip and bring him home after the new year against the Phoenix Suns at home? And if you do that, how will you manage the like? So in other words, I want to see if this gets to the point where they really have to make a decision. Like, are we going to continue to play this way and run these guys to the ground, or are we actually forced to play someone else? Because even tonight, it's just crazy to me how Rose only played the amount of minutes he did. It was surprising.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Rose doesn't look. Rose is he's getting close to that conversation he needs to have with himself, because he doesn't look like the same guy attacking the rim. But as you mentioned, he's still an experienced player. He's still good enough to give you productive minutes. I just don't know that you're even going to get the Rose we've seen in the last few years anymore.
No, it doesn't seem so,
doesn't
man.
look like he has that in it anymore. So in the last 4 games, in the fourth quarter against the Raptors, 26 points. Against the Bulls, 25 points. Against the Philadelphia 76ers, 16 points. Tonight, 23 points. In the fourth quarter, when they're scoring 30 and 33 and 37 points in the other quarters, in the fourth quarters of this 4-game losing streak, they're barely hitting the 20-point mark. What is the domino effect? What does that usually tell you? There's something going. These guys they don't have enough in the fourth quarter. They're running out of gas.
Out of gas, man. Yeah, you could see it. You could see it. They were dragging to the finish line from before the complete meltdown. I mean, they were dragging. You could see it. So, unfortunate. And Knicks making history for all the wrong reasons. Ari, go ahead and wrap up.
Yo, what's up?
That
was I've been watching the Knicks for 30 years. I've never seen anything like that since the Reggie Miller thing. This was even a little bit more spectacular because you were up 9 with 26.9 seconds left or some crazy thing like that. No turnovers were involved. That was an act of God. Like, I need people that was not like you could have given Dallas the ball. They're not scoring they'd be lucky to score 9 points in that amount of time, even if you turn the ball over on purpose. Like, that was absurd. But the minutes, man. What the hell is this guy doing? Playing people 50 minutes in December, dude. It's crazy, man. It's. Forget about being gassed at the end of a game, dude. Imagine playing an 82-game season where you get on planes and you travel and hotel and this, and you're playing 50 minutes, 43 minutes on a regular 39 minutes. If RJ was healthy, he would have played 53 minutes or something today. It's absurd. It's not the recipe for winning basketball. Other thing, what wins in the playoffs? Late game execution and adjustments win in the playoffs. This team, even when they were winning their 8-game winning streak, their late game execution was very suspect. I said it after the Toronto game with Jalen Brunson out. When they put when they put length on Jalen Brunson and they blitzed him. Who else is going to close? Who else is going to close? I tell Knicks fans this all the time. This team could win 20 games in a row. This team could win 55 wins. They could win 60 wins. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care because I know that this team is going absolutely nowhere in the playoffs where teams get to look at you for 7 games, make you uncomfortable, take Jalen Brunson out of the game, things like that, make adjustments, right? When the pressure is on, teams are really engaged in those moments. The Knicks play every regular season game like it's the playoffs. But the other NBA teams don't do that. They step their game up in the playoffs, and the Knicks can't play under that intensity. So, a lot of people last week when they won 8 games or whatever, when I had COVID and I was sick, right, we're saying Eastern Conference Finals. And now because we lost 4 games, they're like, oh, we're not going to win anything, blow it up. You can't be up and down like that, right? It's like we know what this team is. It's a 500-win team. We're 18-17. We're 500. We can win the next 6 games and then lose the next 5 games. We know what it is, but if you're going to change your opinion based off of an act of God, something that doesn't happen, there was Tim McMahon posted a tweet that this only happened one time And at 13,884 times, this was the first time that's happened where a team was up by 9 points or more and lost with 33 seconds left. And that once in a lifetime, once in a generation type thing, that's going to be the reason that tells you to blow it up, but not the 8-game winning streak. You guys are all emotional people, man. Wake up. This team is mid, all right? We're not doing anything. And because we paid all these guys, we're stuck in mediocrity for the next 3 years. So, you know, have fun missing out on your top lottery talents and have fun getting swept in the first round. Kyle Kuzma ain't going to save you. Tobias Harris ain't going to save you. None of these people are going to save you, all right? Freaking crazy, man. I'm out.
Let them know. Rate that call in the chat, man. I think Ari's 2 for 2 on 5-star calls. Ari being the voice of reason. We must be going into a new year. It must be 2023 is upon us. This is a new Ari. That was a solid call. I like that call. Yeah, I like that one.
Ari's definitely not a fan of the coach. I think that definitely plays a big factor in his assessment of the team. He's basically saying, like, even if they're winning, he doesn't believe in the formula of the current staff. He doesn't believe that the formula, when it matters, is going. In other words, Thibs can win all the games he wants in the season. He's going to get out coached in the playoffs. Is basically how Ari's looking at it. So
yeah,
and I can't. You know, it's hard to argue against that when you look at history.
Yeah, look, man. Who was asking me how I was feeling during the 8-game winning streak? I said, it's nice. I like wins. I like positivity. But that's about it. You can't draw conclusions from it. People trying to air me out like, yeah, you're trying to blow it up. They just won 8 in a row. I was like, yeah. Yeah. But see, because this is the thing, like, some people conflate short-term progress with long-term vision. They're two different things. It's great to see them winning these games. Like I said, I never root for the team to lose. I wanted to see them take this win. This would have been a great win to talk about. And talk about Mitch and talk about Julius and IQ stepping in for Brooks and Quentin Grimes' career night. This would have been a great night to talk about that had they won. But the question is long-term, where is this going? And that's where my doubts are. But again, time will tell, and we'll see what happens, man. But either way, great show, man. We move on to Wednesday night in the Alamo. Knicks taking on the Spurs. Shout out to Mr. D. Wow, above the rim. Appreciate it. Ryan, $5 Super Chat says, not the worst loss when you have a roster of 7 guys with 2 starters out. For us to be up with 9 with 33 seconds left is great. Sub and a rebounder, we win. I think it's still the worst loss. M. Suave, $10 Super Chat says, if we fire Tom, do we have a chance to keep Cam? Because I feel like if we have a young coach who has a modern day mentality and adapt in game, we'd be able to give Cam some more minutes. Greg Gardner, $10 Super Chat says, okay, I got that one. Richard Williams, appreciate it. First Lady Sports, appreciate it. Michael Sahini, definitely appreciate it. Cool Vince Man, I got that one. Tiz73 says, hang up on this man. I think that was when Kenyon from Brooklyn called it. Hoodies Vintage $10 Super Chat says, Thibs is a stubborn fool thinking we playing 2K with fatigue off. Rose for Deuce was common sense. He says, Rose for Deuce was common sense. Besides the spark, he could limit Randall's ISOs. We need Berman to grill Thibs on this Cam thing ASAP. Well, Berman's in Florida.
I used to love play 2K with the fatigue on.
Oh, yeah, all day. I'll never play with fatigue on. Never. Berman's he's out in Florida, man, enjoying his retirement life. So he's still lobbing grenades over the fence every chance he gets, but he's off the beat. Pete, appreciate it. Cynthia, salute to Cynthia. $10 Super Chat says, Thibs will keep running these guys ragged. Even if we were to make it to the play-in or playoffs, our guys don't have it all, and Thibs will be outcoached as always. # fire Thibs. Grab Blood of the Panda says, grab your fatigues. We're all soldiers now. All right, so he's starting to tank up. Chris Dada, $10 Super Chat says, this front office needs to bring in Thibs-type reinforcements ASAP. Eddie Moore, appreciate it. Tristan Clement, $5 Super Chat says, Knicks should bring the Omni fans to shoot 4-quarter free throws. Dirty Dan from Atlanta, $20 super chat says Thibs need to be fired. He continues to play guys 40 minutes. Why didn't he call time before the tie-up in front of him? No late game execution. He needs to play Cam. We continue to have wings kill us with no adjustments. Greg Gardner says this isn't on Thibs. Hit free throws, game over. Ty 73 says fire Thibs. This is abuse. $20 super chat. Wesley Eisenhower says $10 super chat says no reason to see Cam, not to see Cam tonight. You want to take him, you want to take him, so you let our guys get killed on minutes just to take an L. That's just don't sit right with me. I still want iHeart gone. Kills us when he's out there. Yeah, iHeart hasn't really had the impact that I was hoping he would have on his team so far. Hasn't been great. Tristan Clement
rebound tonight.
Huh?
One rebound tonight.
Yeah. He hasn't really had that effect. Tristan Clement says Thibs playing these guys like it's NBA 2K with the stamina off. Freak NY, $10 super chat says CP and JD, we have no Luka on the court on our side. This guy's a generational talent, future Hall of Famer. Teams circle the calendar when they play the Knicks. We haven't had that since Ewing. Aaron Lazenby, $5 super chat says lack of mental toughness. Too casual with the lead, the arrogance. This team is not good enough to play that fast and loose with a lead on the road. Junior Karoma, $5 super chat says the chat talking about we look better without RJ. Now look, we don't lose that game with RJ on the court. These RJ haters are ridiculous. Shout out to Ryan Mountable, Chuck D, man. Everybody throw hashtag P in the chat. It says free throws, coaching, and oxygen loss, but this was one of the all times. House of Luka gangstered this game away, but we knew that. Big ups to Alan Hahn on the cast. We are not a 12-25 team, but this was hard. Yeah, big ups to Hahn, man. I thought Hahn did a great job on the color commentary. I thought he was excellent. I thought he was excellent. Big up to Hahn. I like to see him and Breen do some more in Clyde's absence.
We've seen Wally get a lot of those opportunities. Nice to see them switch it up and give our boy Hahn an opportunity. I feel he did a great job.
Well, because Hahn has, and it's nothing against Wally. He's a player. He's a former player, so obviously he can provide great insight. But Hahn has the broadcasting chops with the insight. You know what I'm saying? So I think his presentation and delivery is just a little bit better. It's more insightful. He's bringing the stats into it. I thought Hahn was great tonight. What you guys in the chat think about our guy Han Solo on the color commentary tonight? I thought he was good. I thought he was really good. I like to hear some more of that. Tom Herrera, he said quickly 50 minutes, Grimes 48 minutes, Deuce 46 minutes. Gotta be legend. He says team sucks, bro. Fire Thibs, fire Leon Rose, burn it to the ground, bury it, and don't dig it back up. Kel's Customs $10 super chat says when Thibs didn't put Sims in for rebound during the intentional missed free throw by Luka, I just knew something bad was going to happen. Hashtag knew. Hashtag Thibs fell asleep. $5 super chat from Boxing Fan 189 says every player's best career game is against the Knicks. I'm tired of this narrative. And Russell Whiskey, appreciate the super chat. He says 4 Knicks have played at least 30 minutes after 3. Yeah, appreciate it, man. All right, great show, everybody. Once again, remember that the show is brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Also, remember that the show is available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. Catch the replay. Shout out to the replay gang as well. And go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match up to $100. Shout out to Josh. Yeah. Let's wrap up. Forget about this one and regroup for San Antonio, man. Good game, good show, JD. See you Wednesday, man. We out of here.
Go back to crying now.